In this true story of friendship, overcoming adversity, and transformation, MrBeast reunites with a childhood friend who was living on the streets. What happens next will touch your heart and inspire you. Discover how one simple act of kindness can change everything, and how together they created something that is impacting the lives of hundreds of people. Don't miss this emotional story of friendship and redemption. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more incredible and inspiring stories like this one. Leave a comment below and share this video with your friends. Let's spread the message that kindness and friendship can transform lives. The unexpected reunion. MrBeast was out helping feed people living on the streets. As he walked through the area, something stopped him. His eyes locked on a familiar face. It can't be, he thought. He approached, and as he got closer, he recognized his childhood friend, Daniel. The last time he saw him, he was just a dreamer of a boy. But now he stood there, wearing ragged clothes with a lost look in his eyes. The reunion hit MrBeast's heart deeply, a glimpse of the past. As he approached, Daniel looked at MrBeast with a confused expression. "Are you Daniel?" MrBeast asked. Daniel's eyes lit up at the sound of his name. They both remembered the old school days, their mischief, and shared dreams. They grew up in the same neighborhood, but life had taken them down different paths. While MrBeast achieved success, Daniel was consumed by poverty, hardships, and eventually the streets. They exchanged words of nostalgia, and for a moment, time seemed to rewind. Daniel's tough past. Daniel explained with sorrow that after a series of personal tragedies and the death of his parents, he couldn't move forward. Lost and alone, he ended up on the streets, where survival became his only priority. "The world forgot me," he said. "I've had no one by my side." MrBeast was deeply moved. He couldn't imagine how his bright, potential-filled friend ended up like this. But something within MrBeast sparked. He knew he had to do something about it. A promise for change. "Daniel, I won't leave you like this," MrBeast said firmly. "You've always been my friend, and no matter where you are now, I'm going to help you." Daniel looked at him, skeptical, as if he no longer believed in promises. "You don't understand," Daniel replied. "I don't deserve this." MrBeast stepped closer and placed his hand on his shoulder. "Everyone deserves a second chance, Daniel. I'm here to give you that." MrBeast's words were like a balm for Daniel's soul, and for the first time in years, he felt hope. The journey of transformation. In the following days, MrBeast did something unexpected. He brought Daniel to live in his home. Not only did he give him a roof, but he also helped rebuild his self-esteem. Daniel went through a transformation, both physically and emotionally. He began to take care of himself, learn new skills, and reintegrate into society. Every small achievement was celebrated by MrBeast, who stood by Daniel every step of the way. Together, they began to create projects to help people in similar situations to Daniel. The first job. With MrBeast's support, Daniel landed his first steady job in years. He began working as an assistant in one of MrBeast's charity initiatives, where his life experience on the streets gave him a unique perspective on how to help those in need. Seeing Daniel reintegrating into work, helping others, and regaining his dignity moved MrBeast deeply. They weren't just transforming Daniel's life. They were changing the world around them. The first smiles. As Daniel began to stabilize, the man who had lost hope in his life slowly began to find the lost smile. He reconnected with his true essence, and joy became visible in his eyes once again. The first days of work were tough, but Daniel's gratitude for being there, for having someone like MrBeast by his side, made it all worth it. "I never thought I'd smile again," Daniel said, tears in his eyes. "Now, I know I could be more than I ever was." The idea that would change everything. Over time, MrBeast and Daniel began to brainstorm a bigger project. Mr. Beast suggested that they create a foundation to help the homeless, providing not only food but also job opportunities and social reintegration. Daniel became passionate about the idea. He knew how hard it had been for him and how much help could change the lives of others. "I want to give people what I never had," Daniel said, his eyes filled with determination. Together, they began to plan something grand, the Foundation of Hope. With Mr. Beast's support, Daniel's foundation was launched. It offered not just food, but also training courses, psychological support, and social assistance. Daniel became the face of the foundation, showing that with little help, anyone could change their story. The impact was immediate. Many people who were lost on the streets now saw a light at the end of the tunnel. The project not only transformed Daniel's life, but also impacted hundreds of others. The foundation became a model of success, returning to the past. A few months later, during one of the foundation's fundraising campaigns, Daniel had an idea. He wanted to give back in some way for the help he received. So he did something surprising. He tracked down some people he knew from the streets, offering them the chance to work and change their lives. Seeing those people with the same spark in their eyes that he once had, Daniel knew he was fulfilling his purpose. Mr. Beast, watching all this, was moved as he saw his friend becoming an inspiration. The recognition. Daniel's foundation gained worldwide recognition, receiving awards for its contribution to society. Stories of transformed lives began to surface in the media, and Daniel became an example of overcoming adversity. "I never imagined my life would take this turn," he said in an emotional interview. "I was just another lost soul on the streets. But today, I have a mission, and all of this started with a simple promise from a friend." Mr. Beast's impact. Mr. Beast, though humble, was immensely proud of his friend. He knew that without the simple gesture of extending a hand, Daniel's life would have gone down a very different path. He not only changed his childhood friend's life, but also impacted the lives of hundreds of people around the world. "Doing good is the most powerful thing we can do," Mr. Beast said, reflecting on the journey he and Daniel had shared. They had changed the world, one step at a time. The legacy of friendship. Today, the story of Daniel and Mr. Beast continues to inspire those who believe in the power of friendship and transformation. The foundation thrives, and the bond between the two remains strong. Daniel, now with a family and a promising career, never forgets the impact Mr. Beast had on his life. "The greatest gift anyone can give to another is a chance to start over," Daniel said. And so, their story became a legacy of hope, showing that with love and dedication, any life can be transformed.